Hey fellow gamers, I am back here with another roundup video of games added to my collection for the past month. I've been gone for a while, been here and there, but in my travels I was able to get a lot of new games, so we'll probably do this one in two different videos. And I have them organized by system, so we'll start out actually with one of the newest ones I bought, which was Virtua Fighter 2 for the Sega Saturn. Super happy to get the game. It was surprised to find back in Indiana when I went home for a wedding. It was only $8, complete game, really nice, and one of the best on the Saturn, so that was a great find. Very happy about that one. Moving on, we have Medieval Resurrection on the PSP. I was never actually able to play the games on the PS1 when they came out, probably because I never actually bought them, and they're a little hard to find now, but I was very happy to get that one. Just a straight remake, should be pretty cool, but again, happy to have it finally in the collection. Kind of switching gears and going to a more current game, there's Project Cross Zone, not Project X Zone, it's Cross. It's for the 3DS, it's a strategy RPG which combines characters from Sega, Namco, and Capcom, all in one RPG game. Pretty fun game, you can check out my review on the blog, it's over at InsideGaming.com. We'll go to the PS1 next. Strange title, it's just called Sheep. It was a cheap game, I've seen it all over the place. This one is actually in really good condition, which is surprising because it's so old. And on the back, I know you're not going to be able to read it, but there's actually a few typos on the back lettering here, so I don't know why they didn't fix that, but again, there it is. Syphon Filter 3 finally rounds out all the PS1 games in the series for me. Unfortunately, when I was traveling back to California, the case got snapped, so that kind of stinks, but I'm sure I can find a case to replace this fairly easily. But again, this is the final one I needed, so it completes the collection on the PS1, so I'm very happy about that. And also, I finally found another edition of the Namco Museum series, the actual original release with letters on them. This is volume 3, so that means I think I only need 2 and 5. Unfortunately, 5 is probably the hardest one to find, but just to be able to find 3 for, I think it was $7 was a great find, and it's actually one I'm curious about playing. There's some games here I've never actually heard of that could be really fun, so maybe we'll do a video about that in the future. We'll continue on to the PS2. I was able to pick up Crash Bandicoot Action Pack. Now, usually I don't buy these type of repacked games, but this one was only $12 for all 3, and coincidentally I don't have any of these. So I thought, why not just get this one, get it out of the way. So it comes with Crash Nitro Kart, Crash Tag Team Racing, and Crash Twinsanity. These are the first few ones on the PS2. I've never actually played the PS2 ones, I've only played the PS1 Crash games, but added to the collection, it was a good deal, and it's neat to have the collector's set, so maybe it's something I'll pursue in the future, getting more of those. Actually, continuing the Crash theme, I got Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex at a different shop, just a few dollars because it came with kind of a scratched up disc, but it still plays. The Wrath of Cortex is the first Crash game that's not made by Naughty Dog. It's also the first one on the PS2. I believe it's also one of the first PS2 games. It's usually regarded as just being okay, not nearly as good as the other ones, but not a bad game, so we'll see if we ever get to that one. Super excited about this one too, Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, the first game. Interesting, at the store there was 3 copies of it. The first copy was 20, then the next one was 15, and this one was 10. I don't know why they didn't just change them all to the same price, but of course I picked up the one for $10. Not a bad deal, usually you find it for that $15 and $20 range, so saving $5 for a good Atlas game, an RPG, SMT, that is pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, I was recommended this one by a friend, a fellow collector. Blood Will Tell. It's a Sega game on the PS2. It's vaguely reminiscent of Onimusha or other action games, but this one has an interesting concept. You return to life as, I guess you could say, a ghost, but you start out recollecting all of your body parts. So when you start the game, you don't have any eyes, so everything you see is just in black and white until you find your eyes, then it's back in color. And you have no hands until you find them, and once you find your hands, you can do things like open doors and things like that. So it's a really neat concept, and I was very happy to find it. Only for $3, and at that price it was a great find, so if you see it, I recommend getting it as well. We'll round out this video here with a PS2 game, 007 Nightfire. I believe this wraps up the series for me as well, so a good collection. Coming together one more time, Nightfire is the second on in the series for the PS2, Xbox, GameCube games, preceded by Everything or Nothing, which I got in a video last week, well I guess last month really. So this one is cool. It's not really regarded as the best one, but just to have them all makes it worthwhile. So that's half of the video here, so hit up the next one and you'll see the rest.